back. This is what gamers love, and today we're going to do a video on fast anomaly site running, specifically for trying to get escalations. So I'll give you a little bit of background. I am in the Metropolis region, so the local pirate faction, the Angels. Their anomaly sites and some of their escalations are a little bit different from some of the other, like the Blood Raiders and Guristas. And they specifically have a really good escalation to the 510 DED site, which can spawn from running the Angel Refuge anomaly. One of the things that's nice about that is that you have the potential for that 510 to spawn within high sec space. So a 510 is not normally in high sec. It's a pretty valuable site to run, and being that you can run it in high sec with low risk of ganking or anything like that, it's a really fantastic opportunity for explorers, particularly guys who aren't used to flying in low sec or have access to null sec for exploration with combat ships. So this is a pretty awesome setup that you can do. And one of the tips that is in the game is using the agency window to quickly find the anomalies that you want to run. So in this case, it's the Angel Refuge that I like to run a lot. So if you go to the exploration tab here at the top and combat anomalies, what's wonderful is you can click through, and the way I have this set up is I have location within 5 jumps and only high security stuff. And so it shows me, systems within 5 jumps, and like I can click, this is my current system, and it tells you what anomalies are currently in this system. One jump away in Aldrat, you can see that there are 2 hideaways and a refuge. So seeing that there's a refuge there, I know that that's what I'm looking for, so I can immediately set destination and then I can travel there. So this is a super quick way to be able to see what's available to run. Now once you get a few jumps away, and sometimes the information isn't updated, so sometimes you start traveling around and then these will populate when you get closer to them. So if I were to set destination to Hardbako and go through Aldrat, typically when I'm in Aldrat one system away, that'll update and I'll know if I want to go check out that system or not. So that is a quick, easy way to see anomaly sites. So that's a good starting point. So let's go ahead, and I did set destination and undock, so we're going to run over to the Aldrat system and see if anyone else has already run it, see if there's competition, see if we can't run that site. Probably won't get the escalation. Would be nice if I got it while recording for this video, but doubt that'll happen. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is quickly running these easy anom sites. One of the things that I've found, and this has been my preferred ship to do this, is the Loki. In the second part of this video, I will post a more beginner-friendly ship to do this with, maybe the Gila, possibly the Vexor as well. But drones work very well, and so do auto-targeting missiles for quickly running these anomaly sites. These are not difficult sites to run. Again, we're running them just to try to get the escalation. So I'm going to warp into the site. It's mostly frigate NPCs and a couple destroyers. I don't believe this one, there's 2 variants. There's one that has a big asteroid in it and one that does not. The one that doesn't have the rock formation, I believe, is a little bit harder, has more waves. So this one has the rock formation, you can see. There might be a cruiser in the harder of the 2. So typically I warp in, I just orbit one of these towers and immediately just start firing my auto-targeting missiles and then launch my drones. That is essentially all you need to do. These drones aren't going to put out, or these NPCs aren't going to put out enough damage to do anything to you. So launching these auto-targeting missiles, I have them separated out so that we don't overkill all these small frigates. And then once you start getting aggressed back, your drones are pretty much going to auto attack everything also. So while this is going, you're pretty much free to just kind of AFK almost. Typically a site like this will take 1.5 to 2 minutes tops. I'm running the corporation, and so I've got a lot of kind of diplomacy and other things going on. So typically when I'm running these sites in the Loki, I'm kind of AFK, not paying attention. If you were wanting to run them faster, you potentially could, or the other thing you could do is you could load a probe launcher and you could scan down the cosmic signatures in the system while you are running the refuges. I can't run the 410 sites in a Loki, so there's really no point in me doing that. If I was running the Gila can run the 410s, and so a good strategy would be to run the Anoms, let the ship and the drones just kind of autopilot through this. You'll notice I had to reload my missiles, so let's just refire those off. And so yeah, if I was in the Gila, I would scan these down, and if there's a 410, then I would go and run that. How about that? That's lucky. So I actually got the escalation, and now the thing to check is, did that escalation actually pop up in high sec, or is it in low sec? So if I go back over to my agency window and click exploration, now I have escalations, and there we go. It is a high sec escalation. Perfect timing while I'm videotaping this. I could have never planned that. And I certainly didn't do multiple takes to try to have this happen, but that's awesome. So yeah, there you go. That is why you run these refuge sites. But we will do that for another video another time. Alright, so that was super awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to warp back to my home station, and what I was thinking of doing is I will show you the fit I've got on the Loki, which I still have been testing out. It's kind of a weird fit I found from Ashy in Space, where it's actually a dual tanked Loki. It's got both a shield booster and an armor repper. Honestly, I don't love it. I think I'm going to make some changes to this, so I wouldn't take this as gospel, but it really needs work. But the thing that I do really like about the Loki is I like the drone bay. So I have a flight of 5 medium drones, which make quick work of frigates in these refuge sites. And then, like I showed you while running it, the auto-targeting missiles. These have really good range, max flight out at 69 kilometers for me, and they do plenty of damage and apply pretty well to the frigates and destroyers. So again, you just let all these auto-targetings fire, you let the medium, or the, I have that labeled wrong, the light drone flight just go to town, and I mean, within about 2 minutes you're running and completing these sites, so it makes very quick work of them. But if I wanted to do a little bit more, since kind of the point I was getting at is, since I'm doing a lot with diplomacy and with running the corp and everything, I just don't have all the full mental bandwidth, so I'm not doing all the exploration too of trying to scan down sites while I'm running the refuges. But I'm going to pull up another ship and show you what that might look like if I were to do that. Alright, so honestly this Gila is quite a bit better ship than the Loki. It's a little bit slower to align and warp, but other than that, it actually has a lot of positives comparatively speaking. It does total DPS is much better. It's got higher effective hit points. It's only shield tanked, but it's got a pretty good buffer tank on it. So we've got really good explosive resistance, which is important for running against the Angels. It's a pretty cheap ship and fit also, coming in at about 360. There are a few differences though that are important on quickly running the refuges. You know, the medium drones, you know, Gila's bonus towards medium drones, they might not be as fast and apply their damage as well to the frigates, but if you've got good drone skills, that shouldn't really matter very much. And then here we don't quite have the same flight range. We're using rapid light missiles here instead of the heavy missiles. Our flight range is different, but other than that, I mean, this will apply damage pretty well to frigates also. And then here we've got, you know, the core probe launcher in the high slot. Certainly you could add this to a Loki fit, but anything that you scan down that would be worth running would really be the DED 410 site, and the Loki, being a T3 cruiser, is locked out of those sites. So the Gila can run them, and this ship would adequately take care of running a 410. So this would be a really good fit. Honestly, I should probably be doing this more often. And I might do that for the next few days and just kind of see how I like it comparatively. But yeah, so this would be a great ship to do the Anoms, and while your ship just orbiting with the drones and the auto-targeting missiles making quick work of the site, you can then scan down the signatures while you're there and hope you come up with either an escalation or a 410 in the system you're in. So that would be a great way to effectively and efficiently do some exploration in Angel space.